Since we are on the blended learning, so I created a video lesson para hindi kayo ma-behind sa other classes. So this time we will discuss about our ionic bonding. So ionic bonding is one type of the chemical bonds. So in chemical bonds there are two types. You have the ionic bonding and the covalent bonding. So before that, let's have these terms defined. So valence electrons, they are the outermost electrons which are directly involved in chemical bonding. So last time, we discussed about the valence electrons. So they are found in the outermost shell or energy level of an element. Next is the Lewis symbol, composed of the symbol of the element and dots, which represent the number of valence electrons of an atom. So this was our last topic. So you already knew how to write a Lewis symbol or the electron dot structure. Next, we have electronegativity. It is a measure of the tendency of an atom to attract electrons. The higher its value, the higher its tendency to attract electrons. So, between metals and non-metals, metals have low electronegativity values compared to non-metals. So, therefore, metals, they tend to give electrons and non-metals, they tend to attract electrons. So, sila yung receiver ng electrons during ionic bonding. And last, we have the ionization energy. It is the energy needed to pull or remove one or more electron or electrons from a neutral atom. So, during bonding, if magta-transfer na sila ng electrons, we need this ionization energy. So, that is the energy that an atom need para makakuha sila ng electron from another atom. So, I have here the periodic table of elements. So, they are arranged and they are classified according to if it is metal, metalloid, or non-metal. Metalloid class, it has the properties of both metals and non-metals. So as you can see in the picture, this color blue elements, they are all metals. Ito, the lithium, beryllium, ayan, they are all metals. And itong konti lang from boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, they are the metalloids, and on this side, ito lahat, they are non-metals. And of course, I will give you a hint. Elements are being grouped. We have here 1, yung mga numbers dyan. So, these numbers above, these are called the groups. So, this is the group 1, group 2, group 3, hanggang sa group 18. Okay, for the group 1 and 2, they have, it also determines their number of valence electrons. So for the group 1, from hydrogen up to francium, all of them have 1 valence electron. So no need na kayo na mag-electronic configuration to determine their valence electron. Just look at their group. And for group 2, from beryllium, they have 2 valence electrons. Now, we will jump here in group 13. They have 3 valence electron. Itong group ni boron, the boron's group. All of them have 3 valence electron. For the group 14, from carbon or the carbon's group, ito sila, they have 4 valence electron. For the group 15, or the nitrogen's group, they have 5 valence electron. And for the group 16, or the oxygen group, they have 6 valence electron. Group 17 or the fluorine group, they have 7 valence electron. And the last one, except for helium, start tayo dito sa neon, they are the noble gases. So they have 8 valence electron, and helium, it has 2 valence electron. So these noble gases class, they are the stable elements. So meaning, they don't have to share their electron or transfer the electron to be stable. So sila na po ang stable na mga elements dito sa periodic table. Okay? Okay, we have this, what we call as the octet rule. It states that for an atom to be stable, it needs to have 8 valence electrons. So, yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Hydrogen and helium are exempted in octet rule. These elements follow the duet rule. So, for hydrogen and helium, since hydrogen has an atomic number of 1, helium is 2. So, for them to be stable, ito si hydrogen, kailangan lang niya ng 2 valence electron. And si helium, it is already stable since dalawa yung kanyang valence electron. So, they follow this duet rule. From the word duet or 2. All the noble gases except for helium have 8 valence electrons. So, ito po ang ating mga noble gases. So, they all have 8 valence electron. Therefore, stable na sila. So, what is ionic bonding? Ionic bonding involves complete transfer of electrons. Thus, ions are formed. It involves metals with low electronegativity and non-metals with high electronegativity. So, between metals and non-metals, metals which has low electronegativity, so they transfer electrons. And non-metals which has high electronegativity, they attract electrons. So, they receive electrons from metals. Okay, so let's have an example on how to do the ionic bond. So between the sodium and chlorine atoms, so first step, write the Lewis symbol of each element. So we already discussed the Lewis symbol. You just need to determine the valence electron of the element. So for sodium, it has 1 valence electron since it belongs to group 1. And chlorine has 7 valence electrons since it belongs to group 17. Second step, solve for the difference of electronegativity values. So the electronegativity values can be found at the bottom part in the periodic table of elements. So in the symbol of element, pinaka-bottom part, pinaka-bottom na value, there po naka-indicate yung electronegativity values ng bawat element. So for sodium, it has 0.9 and chlorine is 3.0. So we will just subtract their electronegativity values. So 3.0 minus 0.9 is equal to 2.1. So please take note that if the difference is greater than 1.9, complete transfer of electron or electrons is possible. So in this example, since it is 2.1, so greater than 1.9. Therefore, complete transfer of electron is possible. So we can proceed to the next step. Next step is show the complete transfer of electron. Note that if an atom has 1 to 3 electrons, sila yung magdodonate o sila yung magbibigay ng electrons, and 5 to 7 electrons naman, sila yung magre-receive ng electron. So in the case of sodium and chlorine, since si sodium 1 lang ang kanyang electron, siya yung magdodonate, and chlorine is 7, so siya yung magre-receive. Also, sodium is metal, chlorine is non-metal. So, si metals yung magbibigay ng electron. And, let's go back to the octet rule. Para maging stable, kailangan ng 8 electrons. So, si chlorine, 7. Kailangan lang niya ng isang electron para maging stable na siya. So, how to show the complete transfer of electron? We will use an arrow. So, yan. Ibig sabihin nito, itong 1 valence electron ni sodium, ibibigay niya dito kay chlorine. Next step, indicate the formation of cation and anion. So, paano ba natin malalaman na itong atom na to ang cation and anion? Okay. For the element na nagbigay or nag-transfer ng electron, since nabawasan siya ng electron, ang charge niya is positive. Ayun. Why positive 1? Because sodium donated 1 electron. Or sodium, isa lang din yung kanyang valence electron. And si chlorine naman, which is the receiver, so chlorine received electron, and the charge of an electron is negative. Therefore, chlorine now, ang charge niya is negative. So, it's negative 1 since naka-receive siya ng isang electron. So, here, sodium is positive or siya na yung cation and chlorine is an ion. Next step, write the chemical formula of the product. So, kailangan mag-coincide ito doon sa given. So, kanina yung given ko is NaCl. So, yan. Ito na yung final answer natin. NaCl, disregard na lang natin itong positive 1 and negative 1 since they have the same value na 1. Okay, so that's how you do the ionic bond or the transfer of electron. Okay, let's have another example. We have calcium and oxygen. So again, first step, write the Lewis symbol. Calcium, it belongs to group 2, so it has 2 valence electron. And oxygen, it belongs to group 16, so it has 6 valence electron. Second step, solve the difference of their electronegativity values. So oxygen, it has 3.5 electronegativity value, and calcium has 1.0. So let's find the difference. The answer is 2.5. So 2.5 is greater than 1.9, therefore, complete transfer of electrons is possible. Okay, for the third step, show the complete transfer of electron. Ayan. So calcium, it has 2 valence electron and oxygen has 6. Para maging stable si oxygen, kailangan lang niya ng 2 electrons. Therefore, si calcium, yung 2 electrons niya, idodonate niya kay oxygen para pareho na sila maging stable. Fourth step, ayan, cation and anion. So calcium, meron siyang 2 valence electron or nadodonate siya ng 2 valence electron. Therefore, it's positive 2 ang kanyang sign. And oxygen, since naka-receive siya ng 2 electron, yung charge niya is negative 2. And the last step, ayan, CaO or the calcium and the oxygen or calcium oxide. So, yan, bakit may arrow? Itong 2, supposedly, i-cross multiply natin sa baba nila. Magiging subscript nila. But, since same value lang, pareho lang silang 2, no need na ilagay natin sa baba. Okay? I will give you example kung saan maglalagay tayo ng subscript or yung number of atoms. Okay. we have here the magnesium fluoride. So, ito, it means it has one magnesium atom and F2, meaning dalawa yung fluorine atoms. Itong 2, it indicates how many atoms ang meron itong fluorine. Okay? So, 1 magnesium atom and 2 fluorine atoms. Paano kaya yung transfer of electrons between these atoms? So, first step, write the Lewis symbol. Magnesium has 2 valence electron, so dalawang dot, and fluorine has 7. Then, we will solve the difference of their electronegativity values. Fluorine has 3.98 and magnesium has 1.31. So, the difference is 2.67 and 2.67 greater than 1.9. So, possible ang transfer of electron. Next, show the complete transfer of electron. Okay. Kanina, I said, isang magnesium atom and dalawang fluorine atom. So, ito yung gagawin nyo sa transfer of electron. You will write 1 magnesium and dalawang fluorine. Since si fluorine, 7 ang kanyang valence electron and si magnesium is 2, so ang kailangan lang ni fluorine ay 1 valence electron. So, itong valence electron ni magnesium transfer sa isang fluorine atom and the other one, it will also be transferred to the second fluorine atom. So, therefore, they are all stable. So, we will proceed to the formation of cation and anion. Okay, magnesium, charge niya is positive 2. Bakit positive 2? Since dalawang valence electron ang na-donate niya. And now, for fluorine, why negative 1? Because fluorine, one fluorine atom only needs 1 valence electron to be stable. So, each fluorine atom received 1 electron. So, kaya yung charge niya is negative 1. And the last step, ayan. Why naging MgF2? Because the fourth step, these 2 ni magnesium, i-cross multiply natin pababa. Ganyan. Meaning, ang 2 dito ni magnesium, ilalagay natin sa baba ni fluorine. And ang 1 dito naman sa baba ni magnesium. Since it's 1, no need na ilagay natin yung number 1. Okay? Hindi na siya necessary. Itong 2 lang ang kailangan nating ilagay. Okay? So, this is now our final answer. So, I hope you understand our topic. If not, ulit-ulitin nyo lang yung video or you can chat me, you can message me if you have any clarifications or questions. Okay, so now, test yourself, illustrate the ionic bonding of the following. So, write your answer in one whole sheet of paper. So, show the complete step. Yung in-example ko sa inyo kanina. So, show the complete step from step 1 up to the last step. So, pakita nyo paano ang ionic bonding between these 5 given. One whole sheet of paper. Then you will submit it on Thursday. So, that's all for today. Thank you very much.